Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Jen Sugarmeyer, your host of Mindset in the Morning, and we are here live 5 days a week at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. But what? Because it's YouTube, you can tune in whenever you would like. But I'm here at 6 a.m. because I want to make sure that this content is prepared for you because we want to exercise our minds every single day. Just like we work out our physical body and we have physical health, we also have mental health that we need to be taking care of. And when you take care of your mind, that helps your mental health. So actually, you are doing tons of benefit for yourself just by investing in yourself. And by the way, so I'm no financial expert, but you are the only stock that you can invest in that continues to rise. I'm just saying, not a financial advisor, but there's a little stock tip for you. So invest in your stock. And that's exactly what we are doing because life is happening at every single minute. We are constantly bobbing and weaving and, oh, I didn't expect that. And you turn on the news and something else crazy is going on. And so we need to have the mind ready for the world, even though we don't know what the world is going to hand us. And the truth is, it's pretty easy once you tap into the to the mind and you understand the tools that you have. Then when something happens, you say, wait, hold on. I'm going to execute the power of choice. Do I want to be in this state of being? Do I want to act this way? Do I want to feel this way? And if not, what's a more powerful way? So when you start to do the work, when you start to understand the mind, then you get out of the driver's seat of your life and you step in, or excuse me, the passenger seat, and you step into the driver's seat and you start to call the shots, even though you can't control life. You can control you. And so that's what we are talking about this week is how do you even get to know yourself? So yesterday we talked about the benefits of getting to know yourself. And today we're going to jump into 6 tips on how to connect with yourself. And that's a question that I get a lot is how do you connect with yourself? Like where do you even start? Because for so many of us, we've been just going through life and not questioning things. We've got deadlines and deliverables and kids and relationships and dinners and, social events and this, that, and we're just going, you know, from the time we wake up, our feet hit the floor and we're just running. We got to go to the gym. We got to get the crock pot done. We got to make sure we bring the donuts for work. We got to do this. We got to do that. It's just nonstop. And I think for some people, it sounds a little selfish. They feel selfish, especially for women. Women feel that, well, I don't know, if I take this time for me, then I'm taking it away from my family or my friends or wherever you may focus your time and attention. But the truth is, as I mentioned, your stock will continue to rise. And they tell you to put your mask on first. This is on an airplane. I'm making this up. They say, put your mask on first before helping others. You know why they do that? It's because if you can't breathe, you can't help others. So you have to make that time. It's not selfish. It's necessary. It is necessary for you to get connected to who you are. So today we're going to talk about 6 tips on how to get that process started. So before we launch in, if you've not yet hit that like button, if you've not yet hit that subscribe button, if you would, please go ahead and do that now because that helps this algorithm. And there is somebody out there that needs to hear this message and you can help them today just by hitting that button. And if you'd like to get updates on this when I go live, make sure you hit that bell as well. So, all right, let's get rocking it and rolling. First and foremost, in order to get to know who you are, you have to get quiet. When there are a million things going on, our brains cannot focus on all these things. Now, you may say, yeah, Jen, but if you look at my internet browser, I have 25 tabs open and I have 3 monitors and I'm doing all these different things. I can process a lot of information. Look, I get it. I'm the same way. I literally have 25 tabs open at all times. I don't know why, but that's just how I am. I'm not a linear person. I do all the things. But when you are getting to understand and know yourself, you have to focus on you. Even though I may have 25 tabs that are open, I can't give my attention to 25 things at the same time. My brain will just bounce around in between all of them. But you are either happy or you are sad. You are not both. You cannot be in two states of being at the same time. You can't have your brain, you may be able to have a little bit of a conversation here while you've got your ear on a conversation over there, and you could do it a little bit. But if a third conversation comes in, I mean, you can't really effectively be in all places. So you're really just splitting yourself up. So you're not doing anybody any justice, because if you're splitting your conversations up in a three-way, nobody has your full attention. You have to be able to give yourself your full attention. I went on a walk the other day. I actually spent Thanksgiving by myself, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to get into my head because there's just a lot of things that have been going on. And so doing the work, and we'll talk about this another day, but doing the work is getting quiet, listening to your thoughts and redirecting them or validating them or encouraging or whatever's going on in your head. For me, there was a lot of redirection. And I needed to be so still. And when I'm on a walk, that's when all this is starting to go. This is just firing. And I just allowed everything in my head to just come. I didn't force it away. I didn't say, don't think that. I thought these thoughts, and then I assessed them. So when you start to get quiet, hear that voice, allow these things to come in. It might sound a little strange, and it might even be a weird practice, but learning to hear yourself think, that is going to be one of the most powerful tools that you have. We talked about 2 weeks ago, we did an entire series of the best thing, or an entire week, and not a series, but an entire week of the best thing that you can do for yourself is to catch your feelings as they're happening. But how do you do that? You have to be in tune with yourself. You have to allow yourself to feel these things, to hear your thoughts. So you have to get quiet. That's when we feel the most. That's when we think the most. So first and foremost, allow yourself to get quiet. Secondly, don't be afraid to talk to yourself. That might also seem strange. What do you mean talk to myself? Yeah. Just like how I sounded like I'm having a conversation right there with myself. All right, chick, what's going on with you today? Why don't you feel good? And allow your thoughts to respond. It's not one who flew over the cuckoo's nest. Come on now. Look, I'm not asking you, I'm not saying go get a megaphone and go blast your internal conversation to the world. It's between yourself. Just get comfortable with who you are. So many of us are running around and we don't know who we are. And it blows my mind. I mean, I was this way. Think about somebody that you would walk down the aisle with. You would get to know that person, right? Most people, I will say most, not all, but I'm going to say 99.9% of people get to know the other person before they marry them. But how many of us are walking through this life not knowing who we are? We're not having those conversations with ourselves. We're not getting quiet. We're not doing the things that allow us to have that personal relationship with ourselves. So don't be afraid to get quiet. Don't be afraid to have conversations with yourself. One, a concept that I trademarked, it's called date yourself. And date yourself is all about just that. Date who you are. Imagine that you are in a relationship with someone else. Just imagine. And it's the first 3 months. And how nice it is. You know, that's like when you have butterflies and everything's like, oh, everything's so cute. Oh my gosh, it's so cute what he does. Oh, it's so cute when he lays on the couch and does nothing. Oh, that's nice. I need that balance. You know, this is before, you know, you start to dislike the person and you're like, oh, so lazy, just sitting on the couch, whatever. Our brains are so powerful. They literally, we can look at the same person and be like, I love you. And then like, I hate you for all the same reasons. It's crazy, the power of the mind. But imagine the first 3 months of the relationship when it's all those butterflies. What do you do to get to know that person? What do you ask that person? And whatever conversations you are having with that person, what do you like to do? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? What angers you? What are your pet peeves? What do you like to eat? What do you absolutely hate that you never want to eat again? If you were like, nope, that could go from the face of this earth. Ask yourself those same questions. Whatever you'd be asking this other person, ask yourself. And it can go much deeper. And we're going to talk much more about this, and it's going to go much deeper. What are your beliefs? What are your values? What are your morals? There's tons of things that you can ask yourself. Why don't you just start simple? Like, how are you feeling? Ask yourself that. You should be asking yourself that all the time. How does this make me feel? I wonder why. And get curious about your life. So first, you got to get quiet. Give yourself the attention. And it doesn't have to be, I'm blocking off my calendar for 2 weeks. I'm going to go, you can. I'm just saying, do it when you're driving. Do it when you have 5 minutes. Start focusing on you while you're walking down the hallway. Maybe you're at work, you're walking to a meeting. Ask yourself, how you feeling? How you doing? You could do it at any time. There are no rules. You don't have to take a lot of time to do this. You should be doing this all throughout your day. So get quiet. Don't be afraid to talk to yourself. Ask yourself all those things that you would if you were in a relationship with somebody else. I want you to write this down. If you are taking notes, I want you to realize who you truly are and not who you want to be. Let me say that again. I want you to realize who you truly are and not who you want to be. Part of getting to know who we are is just baselining where we're at. And it doesn't mean that you might not want to make a change within your life. You may step on the scale and have that realization that the scale is much higher than you want. The truth is, today, that's what you weigh. That's what you weigh. It's not going to change. It's not going to change today. You have to take steps towards making that change. So exercise, diet, mindset, all the things that go, yes, mindset. Yes, mindset is part of it. I've actually done seminars with weight loss groups because mindset is such a big component of it. So anyway, little side note. But if you want to lose weight, it doesn't happen day one. But the truth is, the fact is, this is what you weigh. So as you are getting to know yourself, get to know you as you are. If you're not that funny, then don't say, I'm the funny guy. I'm the funny girl. Like, if you're not funny, it's okay. Accept who you are. Look, I know there are a lot of things that I am not good at. And that's okay, because there are also a lot of things that I am good at. And when I can acknowledge that these are areas that I do not excel in, sales, not so much my thing. Asking people for money, not so much my thing. So as I'm building my business and I have some of these projects going on, I recognize lead generation. That is something that I struggle with. So I realize that in order to compensate for some of these things that maybe aren't inherent to me, I need to partner up. I need to outsource. And that's okay. That's how you get ahead, because you see where you're strong. You see where you have some areas of opportunity. And so these areas of opportunity, You can bring people in to help you grow, or you can outsource, or whatever that may be. But get to know the person that you are and not the person that you want to be. Okay. That's very important. So make sure you write that down. Find what you're good at. Have that conversation with yourself. Like literally sit down. Again, this goes along with let's be real with yourself and ask yourself like who you are, not who you want to be. Ask yourself those questions. Like, what am I good at? I just told you a few things that I'm not that great at. Lead generation, sales, not my strongest point. But what are some of the things that I am good at? Write these things down so that you can see them on paper and be realistic with yourself. So think about those things that come to mind. What are you passionate about? So what are the things that you're good at? What are the things that light you up? Pay attention to your energy. I know for me, when I start talking mindset, I could be in a super boring conversation. Somebody starts talking mindset, I'm like, I feel like I'm in a video game. I'm alive. I have been resurrected. I love talking about mindset because there is see my energy right now. I was talking about boring stuff and now I'm super excited because there is so much power in the mind. And when you understand how to control it, then you can control everything within your space and in your happiness and your success and all of these things. It's up here. So I know that about myself. And as I'm jumping out into this world of entrepreneurship, I realize there are some things that I really like doing, and there are other things I really don't like doing. So I pay attention to these things. What are the things that I'm passionate about? What lights me up? What are the things that my energy, it's like, I'm doing it. It's okay. It's fine. But I don't love it. That was my corporate job. I'm great at my corporate job, but it didn't do anything for me. I'm like, I got a paycheck. I mean, I'm grateful for that, but there's more. What is it? So go on that exploration with yourself and find what you're passionate about. And lastly, the last tip to get started in getting to know yourself, ask other people. It's okay to ask other people what they think. I would go up to them, and this is somebody that you trust, okay? Go up to somebody that you trust and not somebody that's necessarily going to tell you what you want to hear, like your mom, okay? Mom, what's your opinion about me? What do you think about me? Come on now. Go to a friend, go to a mentor and say, hey, how would you describe me to your friends? If you were going to summarize me in 2 sentences, what would that look like? What would you say I do? What would you say is my skill set? What are the things that you like about me? Look, put your ego, leave your ego at the door. I'm telling you this. Leave your ego at the door and ask people. It's okay. They're going to have answers because they're observing you. And you know what? If you don't like their answer, let's go back to point number 3, which was let's assess who you are and not who you are not. So if there is, and again, these are people that you trust, if they are telling you things and you're like, I don't like that, then maybe there are things about yourself that you need to assess. If you come off as a jerk to everybody, these people that you trust, and are like, yeah, you're kind of a jerk, then get real with yourself. Say, it is what it is. This is how much I weigh today. And then work on changing that if that's not where you want to be. But you got to get real with where you're at today. So a few things: get quiet. Don't be afraid to talk to yourself. Look at the person that you are and not the person that you want to be or that you think you are. Get real with yourself. Who are you today? Baseline your entire life. Look at things that you are good at. Just start to figure those things out and figure out the things that you're passionate about. Okay. There's lots of conversations that you can have, but let's just start there. Write them down so that you can see them on paper. And lastly, last but not least, ask for feedback if I mean, even if you have some idea, it's not a bad idea to ask somebody else. You ever do those reviews at work and it's like the 360, everybody's reviewing each other? They're very enlightening sometimes because you get feedback on what your management style is to your team or, whatever level you're at. So, anyway, so that's it for today. I want you to go out there and spend some time with yourself, getting quiet, having those conversations, and getting to know who you are. Go back and listen to yesterday. There's so many benefits. We just scratched the surface, but there are so many benefits to getting to know and connecting to who you are. But that person that you see in the mirror, ready for this, is the only person that can get you to where you want to be. And that's in happiness, that's in success, that's love, joy, peace. That's all the things that we want. The person in the mirror is the only one that can get you there. So, with that, go out, be powerful, have those conversations with yourself. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe and that bell. And I will see you back here, same time, same place tomorrow. Have a great day. Cheers.